Yeah, guys, the first round will be a race to 5. After that, all the rounds will be race to 6, winner's side and loser's side.
Let's go to the lag. Alex Kazakis in the background and Roland Garcia near. Wow, look at this. Oh
Looks
my
like
God. Looks like Roland.
Looks like a lock by Roland.
No question. Look at it. Wow, good lag. So I guess Alex Kazakis got to practice his lag. Is that your next statement?
Yeah, not quite close enough. He didn't lock it down. So to rack your own 8-ball, obviously. BCA rules, so if you pocket a ball, you have choice after the break. A couple other rules you guys should be aware of. If they make the 8-ball on the break, it's not a win. They can either spot it and continue running out, or they can re-break. If you make the 8 and scratch, your opponent has the option to make you re-break, or they can break.
Also, we are using the template rack by the AccuRack by Outsville.com. Chris Renfro sent them up overnight. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, that's awesome. Makes breaking a lot better in 8-ball especially. Alrighty, so it looks like Roland's going to do the first break since he won the lag. He'll probably break from a diamond and a half out, somewhere near the middle.
Yeah, that's where he is.
So if you see the back of his cue, you'll see it's exactly a diamond and a half out. So he's trying to make the 15 ball or the 4 ball on the side here. $15 went straight in. And he squatted his rock nicely and has the first open inning.
Yeah, it's an open break. Let's take a quick gander. What do you prefer here? I kind of lean towards the stripes, but the 9-ball's a little caught up.
I think he's going to take solids, to be honest.
They both look good.
Yeah, this ball, I think it's the 12 ball surrounded by solids. The 1, the 2, the 7, all sort of block that one stripe in there. And
that is the 12.
Yeah, so he's got open shots for all the solids, but that stripe doesn't have an open shot. So I'm assuming he's going to take solids first.
That's what he's going with.
I'll probably use the top 3 balls. Up table as his final ball before the 8-ball. So he's going to get rid of the 6, 1, and 2 next, and then go up table with the 5, take out the 3 and the 4, and then play the 8 in the side. So this is a basic grouping. You want to group the balls together as much as possible so you don't get too much cue ball movement. And like I said, he's going to get rid of these 2 lower balls, the 1 and 2. Probably use the 5 to get back on that other side of the table. Then I'll have the 3 and the 4, and then he can play the 8 in the side. Pretty nice opening for Roland to start.
Good morning, Michael.
He's looking to miss the 2-ball, right?
Yeah.
On this shot.
He doesn't want to touch anything.
Yeah, he doesn't want to congest it.
Yeah. Nice.
This is perfect. He'll swing back to the middle here.
Good morning, Alex.
How are you?
Okay.
I'm very happy to be back with the crew of Upstate Al and friends.
Yes, sir.
On this broadcast.
I do consider you guys friends, even though I have none.
Hey, listen.
And that's exactly what he did, Mike. He used those last 3 balls as the key balls to get to the 8. Good call.
Yeah, just minimize cue ball movement. A lot of these guys, they play really minimal cue ball movement patterns so that they can make sure that they take care of their work easily. Otherwise, it becomes a little complex. So if something got out of line, he would have been going back and forth. This made it nice and simple.
Very beautiful.
And since that 12 ball was locked up, that's why he chose solids. Otherwise, stripes were probably a little easier. But that 12 ball in the boxed in there made it favorable for solids, or for solids.
He broke really good, and it made his life easier on the table.
Yeah, so what people probably don't recognize is that the 8-ball break is pretty much the exact same as the 10-ball break generally. So they're just playing the 2 balls behind the side. Sometimes if you're using a regular rack instead of a template, you might go for the 2nd ball break and cause some congestion and maybe give yourself a little extra life because there'll be some gaps that might cause you not to make those 2 balls behind the 1. But
that 2nd ball break has the same reaction as a cut break. You know, the cue ball goes to the rail and comes back into the stack. It's like double breaking the pack, pushing the 8-ball towards either side.
Yeah, and the 8-ball doesn't count in this tournament as well in this format, so there's also
Right.
no real reason to go for that. But
Right.
we'll see if Alex doesn't break from the same sort of position. He's breaking from the dead center, so he's probably playing
Almost,
both
yeah.
balls instead of just one. But 4 and 7 in the side, or
He's a little
Looks
off.
like 15.
yeah, maybe 4 and 15. Those 2 balls behind the 1 in the sides.
Yeah.
He's a sliver over.
Oh, got kicked.
Okay, the 4 went straight, but the 15 got kicked. Went in pocket anyway. Even though he made one of each, if he had made only one suit or just one ball, he'd still have choice after the break.
You got to kind of like the solids here also. I mean, even though the stripes have every pocket where he's got to start from, I got to say he's going to go for the solids.
Yeah, it'd be ideal to go for stripes, honestly, because the 1 ball's trapped.
What 11 is it goes in the side.
Well, he's
If he chooses, I mean, he has a
yeah,
choice.
I think he's debating the 9 or the 11. I like the 9 a little more if I have a choice.
The 9 is good.
But solids aren't horrible. If he can play the 7 and get on the 1, that's another story. But I don't think he can get on the 1 here. And if he can't get on the 1, I think stripes are a little better.
Because he tries to eliminate all the problem balls as soon as possible, and if you can't, then you go the other way.
Yeah, he is going for stripes here, which means he'll have a little thing to deal with the 10 and 13. The 10 13 is a little congested, so I'll have to make sure he gets on the correct side. But they do have pockets, whereas the 1 ball has no pocket at this point. So another scenario where you could pick either ball, but 1 ball was trapped, so he's picking the ball that's not trapped. And he might actually go down table here, play for the 13 and 10, then the 12, then use the 11 as his key ball to the 8. So it might be 14, get rid of the 13, 10, the 12, 11, and then 8 is the pattern I see. So this is center inside. If he can get on those 2 balls, he'll attack him now. If he can't, he'll do something else. Yeah, he was able to get there, so that solves his other problem. He's probably going to go 10, push the 11 down a hair, play the 12, then the 11, or 10, push the 13 ball down a hair, whatever that ball is next to the 10. Take the 12 next, then that ball.
We got to start making an 8-ball rack, just solid colors like they played Blackpool. Blackball over in England. I mean, what's the sense?
It's a
I mean,
great,
this
it's a
is made
great
for street
idea.
pool, basically. You
Like
know?
red and
other
black,
games,
red
Chicago.
and black, or white and black.
You're real hot.
I'm sorry.
Why are you
really?
so hot?
No, you
That's all
and
right. Well, what are you? Number what?
number 2.
Okay.
Anyway, he's still sticking
Can you hear
suit here. He's going to play the 12
Yeah,
ball,
yeah.
then the 11,
How's
then the 8.
that?
A little bit
It's
more.
still hello, hello.
Okay, I
Okay.
hear you perfect. Sorry about that, Mike. You're number 2, you said?
Yeah,
If you want to hear yourself, we can crank this one up individually, all
it's
right?
too much, too much.
That's too much. Okay, we'll turn you down. There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah, that's
Keep
good.
it nice and comfy.
He's just looking to make sure he gets the right angle on the 11. He wants to be to the left side of the 11 so he can use the rail if he needs.
Nice.
Straight in or slightly to the left side. Yeah, he's got to draw it, so he's got to play really good speed control here.
I think he's straight in.
Yeah, he hit it
Perfect.
perfectly. Still draw back a diamond, favoring to underdraw rather than overdraw and try to get straight in on the 8, and this will be another foregone conclusion, which means the lag is going to be critical here, and Kazakis played a great lag and just wasn't favorable because Roland froze it. He'll still play this in the side, guys, still a bigger pocket.
I saw Roland in his practice was checking the speed of the table. So
Yeah.
he kind of dialed it in, probably.
One thing about playing in pool rooms instead of in a closed event, you know, like the U.S. Open or something of that nature, where you play in a hotel, all the tables are brand new. There's no nuances to each individual table. When you play in pool halls, tournaments in pool halls, then a lot of times each individual table has a lot of different little unique nuances you got to sort of pay attention to, being speed, angle in, the angle out that the rails take, you know, banks, all that kind of good stuff. So
Especially in old and busy pool halls, tables after a while they just not playing the same.
right. Well, they've been used and enjoyed for 20 years. You know,
Business first.
Gonna get cold your food, Alex.
It's all right.
these are still great table conditions, obviously. It's just you're not playing on brand new equipment, so it's just something to pay attention to, which is why Roland was taking some extra time and why Alex practiced a bit on the table first.
And John just redid all the cloth on all of the tournament tables.
This cloth is not even 5 or 6 days old.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did just had the Steinway Classic here. It's an amazing event. Congrats to Thorsten Holman for first place and Fedor Gorst for second. Amazing performances from both players, and the whole field was just a field of monsters. Anyway, he's playing the 9, the 1, the sides here. Let's see how that favors for him. Okay, the cue ball went in the way of the 9, and he had a little follow on it, and he came up dry. Now this is exactly what Alex needs to sort of break Roland's serve. So this is favorable for Alex, and this is huge.
Yeah. And that goes all the way back to the lag. If he can compromise this rack right here.
Yeah, now let's look at this really quickly. If the 7 goes by the 9 in the upper left corner, then I have to believe solids are better. If the 7 doesn't, then the 9 ball can break out the 7 and you can play the 15 off the 2 in the side, then the stripes would be better. So it really depends on where that 7 goes, which suit you would take here. But I believe the 7 clears.
You're right, that 7 goes.
Yeah, so he's choosing solids, which means he's going to get rid of the 5, the 1, the 2, and the 4 first. He's probably going to use the 4 to get on the 7. So he's probably going to go 2-1, play the 4 in the upper left corner, use the 7 to get on the 3 or the 6, and then the rest of the balls are pretty simple. So he could cross me here and play this a little differently, but I suspect he's going to go 2, come back for the 1, use the 1 to get on the 4, and then play the 7. But if he can get on the 7 now, he might go ahead and cross me here.
Well,
yeah, he's opting to get on the 7 now.
Very good.
The good thing about that is if he did get in trouble,
he had the
didn't
backup.
have that, he has tons of other options, you know. So obviously that was a pretty simple position shot. He got where he needed to go. Now he's just got to choose how he's going to get on the 8. So what he could do is he could take out all the balls up table, use the 1 as his key ball, or he could use the 3 or the 6 as his key ball. He needs to decide that now. He hit that thick. He hit that really thick. That almost didn't go.
But these are generous pockets here.
Now from here what I would do is I'd play 4-1-3-6 or 4-1-6-3. He's going to do something different, but I like 4-1-3-6 myself, and then using the 6 as the key ball. He looks like he's going to go 3-6-4-1-8. Well, the 1's not a bad key ball, but he got a little funny on this 6 ball.
Not in the
Shaking his head a
direction
little
that
bit.
he wanted.
Yeah, he wanted to be on the top side of the 6. He's underneath the 6, which makes it a little more difficult to get on the 4. So now he's going to have to accept the 4 in the corner instead of the side, which makes position on the 1 a little squirrely, but he should be all right here. Pull back a little bit, make sure he gets a little to the left of the 4, drop down to the lower half of the table, and use 1 rail position to the 8. Now he'll float down a little past the spot. He doesn't want to get on the rail. He could use the rail to slow him down, but he's going to want to be about a diamond off the rail here. So basically between the spot and the middle diamond, he'll want to be 1 diamond up.
Let's see if he has the speed right to get there.
This angle looks like he's a little thick on the 4, so he may accept a little longer shot, but thought he had angle to get closer to the spot. This is all right. It's still very natural. You just got to kill the cue a little bit or go back and forth. I actually like hitting both short rails and coming towards the 8. So I go short rail, come back towards the 8. As long as he can fend the scratch easily.
Try not to put any spin on it. Just come out straight, and
Yeah,
as straight as possible.
Yeah,
and stay on that line.
A half tip of outside will keep him on that line. See, short rail. Now he's going straight in line for the 8. you get nice and close to it, and it makes it unmissable. Had he just gone one rail, you could get squirrely and maybe end up 4 diamonds away from the 8 ball.
Yeah.
So this is a little safer. Solid play by Alex. Also scraped the rail there, but still went in. And that was a critical rack for him. That gives him the advantage here.
Let's see. The old tennis break serve. Yeah. Okay.
Guys, we are here live at Steinway Billiards Cafe in New York City, Astoria, Queens to be precise. The staff is amazing. The food is amazing. If you guys aren't busy this weekend, it's a great place to come hang out and watch some amazing pool and get some good food. Back at the table here, we got Alex about to perform his break. He's breaking more from the center than Roland.
Raced a 5, 2-1. So he's won his last game on Roland's break, which is real big.
Critically makes a ball here. Preferably the 11 and 3 is what he's really playing. The 11 got kicked out, and the 3 got kicked out, and he scratched. So
Wow.
he just ruined his advantage. He scratched right in the side, so that was his error. He didn't get kicked in or anything. So
He's got to sit and hope that he can get back to the table and win this game on his serve.
So one other rule that's critical here, it is ball in hand in the head string after the break, or immediately after the break. Anytime that they foul later on in the rack, it'll be ball in hand anywhere on the table. So Roland does need to take this in the head string.
Does Alex correct him on it?
Yeah, does Alex know?
I don't believe so, and we can't say anything.
Right.
It's up to the players. They had a players meeting. It's up to them to...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the rule. It's supposed to be BCA. Is that what it was yesterday, Al?
I would imagine that would be the rules, but I'm not about to go check on it and cause any kind of disturbance, because then he's gonna ask why.
Right.
It could be that they were both at the players meeting, and you and I were, and we didn't pay attention. That would make
I
it
was
2
there.
for 2.
I can usually hear John from across the room. But, I'm pretty sure that's the case here, because he did say BCA. Once he said BCA, I kind of blocked it out. But he wanted to be underneath where he could push the 8 over to the right side. I would actually push the 8 over here instead of draw this. I'm a little surprised he's not pushing the 8 over and then playing the 11 in the same pocket. Well, the 8 must have pockets, otherwise he would have pushed that over. He had an opportunity to push that all the way over to the right long rail if he wanted. He chose not to. Ah, so it's anywhere on the table, so that's why. So Al just confirmed with the boss. The boss being John Lehman. So it is anywhere on the table, guys, so that's my bad there. And he's making short work of this rack. I actually like playing the 13 first, then the 10, and then the 11, but he might play the 10, the 11, and then the 13. I like 13, 11, 10. I think that's the right pattern. He's going to follow up a little for the 11 in the side. Do a stop shot, or maybe even pull above for the 10 in the side as well, but depending on what angle he has. Yeah. The float down. And, ball in hand on the break is usually death in 8 ball and in 9 ball and in any game. And Roland made sure to put another notch in his side of the table here. So we're knotted up at 2-2. Sorry about my false roll there, guys, but we are 2-2 Al, so Al's got that sorted out for us. This is a race to 5. critical rack for both players. Both players made a mistake, and the opponent took over. So Alex is a little more severe because he actually scratched, but Roland came up dry the previous rack. This is a race to 5 for the first round, guys. After the first round, it will be a race to 6 on the loser and the winner side. Righty, guys, and if you're looking at the new cloth and the table conditions here, we just had John Kraglinski recloth all these tables for the tournament. He did open up a lot of the pockets, so most of the tournament tables will be a little larger, meaning standard size. And John Kraglinski just had a birthday today, so we'll all wish him a happy birthday online.
Yes.
And Roland is sticking to his break here, playing the 2 balls behind the 1 in their respective sides, so the 3 will go on the right side and the other stripe will go on the left side. Looks like the 9 ball. And both balls actually missed, but he was able to pocket another ball. So a random ball went in. He's got an open table here. Really only has solids he can shoot at. The stripes are inaccessible at this time. So he'll be shooting the 7 and then probably the 4 and get rid of this 2 ball. So I like 7, 4, 2 if I have a choice. Once he gets rid of the 2, the solids do look better. So I think the solids are better regardless because the 11's trapped. So he's going to go ahead and take the solids out. He could play the 2 first, but I think that's a little risky. I like taking the 7 first, playing position on the 4, and then using the 4 to get to the 2. Maybe the 2 goes from here. If not, I'll play the 3, then use the 4 to get on the 2. After he plays the 2, he'll probably go down table, attack the 5 ball, then the 1 ball, then the 6, and then the 8. Once he clears the pocket, the 3 out of the way, the 8 goes in the lower right corner, and that's probably what he'll shoot. So it looks like 3, 4, 2, 5, 1, 6, 8. Calling it all out.
Good combination.
Let's see if he follows suit here. If he's on the 2 now, he could take it now. Yeah, this is his only problem. So since he's on this, he's going to get rid of this. He's going to play the 4. He really should get rid of all these balls on this half the table. So I'm assuming he's going to get rid of the 4 and the 3 next. The 3 naturally goes over to the 5, so he still should be able to play my pattern. Just got rid of the 2 first. He's okay here. This is natural to get to the 5, so he'll go 1 rail straight across to the 5. He doesn't want to get straight. Okay, he's got a little relief. That's good. Now he's playing the 6 first, so he's going to use the 1 as his key ball. So he's going to go 6, 5, 1. And he still probably will play the 8 in the lower right corner unless the 8 goes by the 14. From our perspective, looks like the 8 is not accessible to the right side. So I suspect he's just going to play position off the 1 rail for the 8 in the corner.
I tell you, Mike, we're watching 8 ball at its best. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he tried to play for the side pocket, which was an option, but I thought it was a little risky. I think he might be safe. He's got it. Didn't spend any time hesitating there. So he chose a 2-rail route for the 8 in the side. There was danger that way. Playing for the lower right corner, there was less danger, but he felt the pocketing was at risk, so he chose to play in the side, which is a bigger pocket.
And that all goes back to the break when Alex broke.
Yeah.
And scratched in the side pocket, remember?
Yeah,
so that's costly.
The dry break that Roland did and then the scratch by Alex gave Roland his his advantage back. So Alex failed there by scratching on the break. Even if he didn't scratch, at least if Roland had to work for the rack, it would have been a little better. But ball in hand is like we said, death. 9 out of 10 times. Looks like matches are finishing up quickly. I think Tony Robles won his match against Alex. And it looks like Dell and Jonathan are done. They were on the table next to this table. So matches are finishing quickly here for the race to 5. It's kind of nice.
Same break, guys. Secondary balls behind the head pin, looking to go to the side pocket. Watch the break.
15 and 6 here, guys. 15 in the right, 6 in the left. Side pockets. And the reason I think he's choosing to break from dead center as opposed to off center a little bit is in 8-ball, you don't really have to play position. You know, in 10-ball, you really want to play position on the head ball, so you might go from a little off center, but when you're playing 8-ball, it's a little different, a little different scenario where you just have to pocket a ball.
Sorry, Mike, got distracted there. That break, yeah.
Got some goodies. So he came up dry here. Alex, at one point I used to think that the break was a little luck involved, but I think Alex needs to move his break over a bit because he's not pocketing those 2 balls under the 1, and Roland is. So I would follow Roland's suit here. The rest of the match, just move my cue ball over a little bit. He can also play for the 1 or the top ball in the upper corner by doing that. This is a short race, so every error will be huge for these players. You can't have an error at this point, the short race. So really got to tighten up their game. Really got to play the percentages, not make a mistake. Roland's looking at the balls. I don't think there's really much of a choice here. I'd pick solids, but he's taking a little extra time. He must see something I don't. I play the 7, then the 6 in the side. Play the 1, get rid of the 2 and 3. I get rid of all these balls up table. So the 7, the 6, 3, the 1, and then I attack these lower balls. But he's going straight down, so he's going to play the 5 and then the 4. And he got the correct angle where he can tickle the 4 out if he wants, if it doesn't go. Okay, it does go, which is obviously solids had to be the right choice if the 4 went, and it does go. So now he'll go back up table. He's got a little congestion. I would have probably gotten rid of some more balls before going down table, but he's opting to probably use the 1 as his insurance here. Maybe the 3 in the side. Okay, he's got both he's got the 2 in the side or the 1. He seems a little disgruntled, but this looks pretty easy. I like 1, 2 in the side, 3 in the other side, 6 in the corner. I believe the 6 passes the 9. He could also go 1, 3, 2, 6. Okay, that's an error that he didn't get punished for. He didn't mean to hit the 2, but he's okay here.
Oh, thank you very much.
If this 6 didn't clear, then when he played the first ball, he should have played the 6 in the side. I would have actually done that anyway, just to make getting back up table a little easier. The reason being is that the 6 blocked the 1 ball, so you couldn't see the 1 hanging in the corner. Had you gotten rid of the 6, then the 1 would have been an easier target. But he's
the
going to be
angle
okay.
to get back to the 2.
Yeah, he's got a natural angle to get to the 2. So 6, 2, 8 is going to be his final 3 balls. He's looking good here. And he's going to do a little more damage to Alex being up 4-2 after this rack. Okay, he is Filipino, so he's a little smaller demeanor, so he's going to go ahead and use a rack for this shot. Probably very familiar with the rake. Yeah, got perfect position on that. So stop shot in the 8, and he's done here. Nice out by Roland. Got a little tricky, couple of tricky situations there, but worked his way out of them. So good playing.
Gets to the hill, Michael. 4-2 over Alex Kazakis.
Short race to 5 here. Now the winner's side will be a race to 6, and the loser side is a race to 6 from here out. Just the very first round is a race to 5 in this tournament, just to get it going a little quicker, because there are a lot of players here. Minimal tables.
We don't only have the professional, which is the Grandmasters side of the division. We have mixed masters. Is that what the division's called?
Yeah, the advanced masters and the mixed masters are both playing, I believe, and those that came back from yesterday, the winners from yesterday. So
Steinway is once again buzzing, every table going.
Yeah, you know, I can't mention this enough, but Steinway does a lot of things for pool here. Having so many events and so many tournaments. They host a tri-state tour, they host a Predator tour, they host a bunch of professional events. Just amazing place. We also should mention John Lehman, the tournament director here. He does a fine job. Him and Tony have been working together on a lot of different projects. Grateful to have that team together. But it's Roland's break, so could be end of days for Alex. And Roland got me in the 10-ball event, so I play the winner of this match, so maybe I can get some revenge here, maybe. If I break well. All right, 9-ball on the side, which is what he was playing. He's got position on maybe the 1 in the side. He's a little rough here, guys. This is a challenging position he's in here. You got the cue ball frozen on the back rail, and his easiest shot is either the 3 in the side or the 1 in the corner. And he's going to have to play solids here. He doesn't really have a choice. Solids are actually the preferred suit anyway, I believe. I know there's more solids than stripes. He pocketed a stripe on the break, but he's got more possibilities with the solids here. If he plays stripes, he's got very limited possibilities, only having limited access to some of the balls, especially that 14 ball in the corner looks a little tight. But he's going to play a 3 in the side. If he makes this ball, he is pushing the 7 towards danger, so he's got to make sure he gets it out of danger. Okay, he didn't get the 7 by the 11. He hit it nicely, so I suspect he's going to play the 4 and hopefully the 5 after. Okay, he got on the 5. Now he can use this 14 ball to stop the progress of the cue and play for the 6, or he can come across for the 7. I kind of like coming across for the 7. Okay, that's nice. Now he can come back over for the 6, make it a half table game, play the 6-2-1-8. So 7-6-2-1-8 would be my pattern here. That's what he's seeing. He's just got to fade these balls. He can use inside English and come over to the long rail, or outside English and come across. I personally like a little bit of draw with outside. Just coming slightly above the 11. He might be stretching here, and that may be a factor in his choice. If I'm using the bridge or the rake, I generally like to use follow if I have a choice here, so he might opt for a longer shot on the 6. But if he's very good with the bridge, he can draw it out. Came up pretty short of what he was looking for there. I'm pretty certain he was looking for a shot in the 6. Maybe when he grabbed the bridge he changed his mind, but I kind of doubt it. Now he's got to play the 2, the 1, and then the 6. Now what he could do here is play the 2, play short side on the 1 to the 6, and then play the 8 in the side. So he might play the 6 in the opposite pocket of the quadrant. Most pool players do like to think in quadrants, so you see the 2, the 13 would go in the top right quadrant, the 1, the 15, 6 would go in the top left quadrant, The 11 would go in the lower right quadrant, and the 12, 14, etc., whatever's under his body would go in the lower left quadrant. So generally speaking, we do like to keep balls in their quadrants. Could have gotten in trouble there, but ended up all right. Now he's going to swing above the 6, play the 6 in the same pocket as the 1. Nice. And this should be a wrap, guys. Fine performance from both players. Alex a little either unfortunate on the break or maybe needs to work on the break, and his lag was also critical. But good lag by Alex, just a little unfortunate that he came up against a monster today. So Alex goes to the one-loss side. Roland goes to the winner side. I'll be playing Roland next. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hope you guys have a fun day today.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Michael. Good luck.
Thanks, man. Bye.